external hard drive set up, we are going to walk through creating a new catalog in Lightroom. I cannot stress this enough, you will only need one catalog for this class. You will always be opening up your same catalog. You don't need to create a catalog for different assignments or anything. It will always be the same catalog and you will always launch that. So beginning of the semester and end of the semester, you will only have the one catalog. There are reasons to have multiple catalogs. For example, if you are working in freelance and you have some personal projects, perhaps you'd want to create a catalog that was specifically set for all of your freelance assignments. So everything that was commercial or everything that you were doing for work was in a separate catalog than all of your, photo shoots that you're doing or photos of family and friends. That would be a reason to have a separate catalog, but for this class, everything will be assignment based, so you only need the one catalog. So I know that my external hard drive is all set up. I'm going to go ahead and launch Creative Lightroom Classic. Do not use the Lightroom that's the cloud-based form down here. You don't want that. We are going to be only working with Lightroom Classic version. So go ahead and click open for that. Okay, now my Lightroom already have, I have collections down here. So I'm going to show you guys how to create a brand new Lightroom from scratch. So what I'm going to do is before you do anything else, you're going to go ahead and go to File and go to New Catalog and create a folder with a new catalog. You're going to select your external hard drive, which is down here, and then I'm going to create a folder that says Intro to Photo Class, or if you want to label it the course number, that's absolutely fine too. So I'm going to go ahead and create, and it's going to exit out of Lightroom Classic, and then it's going to open it back up. So now if I'm going to my external hard drive, I see that it already has created a folder with Intro to Photo Class, and then I have my Lightroom. You see that LR cat down there? I already have that within my external hard drive. So before you go too far, check your external hard drive to make sure that it has created a folder within it and you can see your Lightroom catalog on it. If not, you need to go back and review setting up your hard drive for this course. Okay, so first things first. Let's talk about personalizing your Lightroom for your own, visual aesthetics. You see up here, mine says Mac because that is the name of my login right here. Before you go anywhere, before you do anything else, you're going to go to your identity plate setup. So click on that. And down here, you can personalize, you can type in your name and type in Amy Davis. So I have just identified, do you see how it shows that up there? I have just identified my catalog, so that way if you have multiple catalogs or you're working on different computers, you know every single time that you're working on the proper catalog and you don't start to import photos into the wrong catalog. You know that everything, if you don't see your name on the top there, then you know you're not in the right catalog, okay? So that is good. You can also personalize this. You can change this to, whatever font that you want. Let's say I want to go to, I like IBM, so I'll change my font. You can change the color of your font to something nice and jazzy. You can also change your folder or your settings over here, your identity plate settings for library. You can change the font on those as well. Don't go too crazy so you can't read them, but that is an option for you. If you want to make these a little bit bigger, you can. Also, if you have an image, let's say you have a particular brand logo that you want to put into your Lightroom, you can upload it from there. But for here, we'll just use our text. So we are clicked on OK. And to walk you through the basics, the basic interface of Lightroom, everything is laid out in a very like a book fashion, okay? So you would read a book from left to right, up, down, everything that you need to do, everything that you need to import, everything like that. You'll just remember if you get lost, remember left to right, up, down. So if I'm over here, you're going to have your navigational panel. I'm going to go over to the library. You want to be on the library panel first. So left to right. Library, first you're going to import your photos, then you'll develop them. Then here, are, in the print tab, you're going to be creating your contact sheets. But for right now, you all need to be on that library tab. So click on that library tab so you see this. Now over here is going to be different, under the published service, you can set up your Facebook page if you have a Flickr account, which I guarantee you most of you don't. You can set this up, you can log in on Facebook so that if you want, you can, every time that you photograph your friend's birthday party or something, you can automatically publish to Facebook using your login credentials. You don't have to export and then upload, it automatically uploads it to that. There are more venues that you can do that automatically too. So that's what the published services is. Okay, collections. I'll tell you guys about collections a little bit later. But so you're going to be in the library, and then you'll head on over to the development tab. Map, if you guys have GPS on any of your folders, this is where they will show up. Book is if you're going to create like a little mock-up of your photos. We won't get into that for this course, but so everyone hop over to the library tab, and I am going to walk you through importing your photos. Okay, so importing your photos, first things first, make sure that you have your SD card either plugged directly into the computer if you have an SD slot, or if you have a CF card for your camera. The card that comes with your camera, you're going to plug it into a card reader if you need it, and then you're going to plug it into the computer. I already have mine. I'm working with an SD card, and I already have an SD slot on my computer. So I'm going to go to Library and click on this Import tab. And you are going to select your source. So for everyone here, this will be your lighting assignment. When I told you guys to photograph 100 images with light being the subject, all of your light photos will show up here. I am going to use a wedding that I recently shot as just an example, and I won't import all of these photos, but I want to just show you something. So over here, I've got left to right. Remember this, left to right, up, down. So I am locating which folder I want to have my photos import. So I'm going to select my SD card, which is this EOS digital. I'm going to select that. And then over here, you have these different options. So I've selected, so left, up, down, left to right. There's different options for importing your photos. You can copy as a DNG, and what a DNG is, it's a digital negative, essentially. So for those of you who have a Nikon, you have NEF files. For those of you who have Canon, you have something that's called a CR2 file for your RAW files. A DNG is basically just the universal. It's not brand specific. So if you were to take your CR2 files and import them as DNG files, then it makes it cross-compatible, but you won't be doing that. You're going to keep your file names the way they are. So do not select copy as DNG, select copy. And now I want to explain what these other two functions are. You can move You can move your images, um, but you don't want to do that for this class. You can add images if you already have photos on your external hard drive and you want them in the space that they are, but you want to put them in your catalog and you don't want to make a separate copy. You can just click on add. That's what that's going to be. But 100% of the time, you guys are just going to be using copy. Do not use copy as DNG, use copy. Okay? So I'm on this panel now. I've selected copy and not copy as DNG. And I'm looking through my photos, and do you see I have 1,700 photos here? I'm not going to select all of those. But down here you have sort by capture time, sort by, media type, file type, all that stuff. So I have mine set to sort by capture time. And do you see how all of these are already selected? Well, I'm going to go ahead. You guys will just select everything and you're probably good to go. But for me, for the purposes of this class, I'm going to uncheck these. And then I'm going to check the first box that I want to import, scroll down to where my images end. Let's say I want to end them right here, okay? So I selected that first by clicking on this little box and I've scrolled down. I'm going to hold down Shift and click. Oops. So I'm going to just back up for a second. So I have my first image and I've clicked on that, make sure that's selected and it is lighter. And then I'm going to scroll down to the end of where my photos that I want to import are. And then I'm going to hold down Shift, the Shift key, click, and then check this arrow. So Shift, click, and then check. And then that little arrow will make sure that only these images are selected out of all of them. Okay, because I can import all of them, but I don't need to for this class. So once you have those selected, you need to go from, okay, so we're going left to right. So we're going over here. Do you see how that's automatically going to import to my computer? I don't want that. I do not want these photos to import into my computer because I will have no memory no memory left in my computer by the end of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this destination. I'm going to click on other destination. So here is where I'm going to locate my external hard drive. And then I'm going to select my folder for this class. So external hard drive, selecting the folder, click choose. And do you see how now it's showing up my external hard drive? So now I know exactly where they're going to be located. Now let's go, we're on the last panel, we're going to work our way all the way down. So we've got, I know that my images are going to my external hard drive. I am not going to import suspected duplicates. This helps, this button right here helps make sure that you're not importing the same photo 100 times. It will stop you before you do that. And then down here, file handling, apply during import. If you have specific things that you need to apply every single time you import your images, such as I want to make sure that certain keywords are applied, or I want to label these wedding, let's see, Brittany and Tyler. Okay. If I put in those keywords, then when I import, all of those photos will have the same keywords on there. But this looks good. So I've got file handling, don't import suspected duplicates. If you want to make a second copy to your images, you can go ahead and click on that. Add to collection. If you guys want to start creating collections, we'll talk about that later. Let's say I had a collection that was all wedding photos, then I could add that to that collection, but we haven't created a collection yet. And then that all looks good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and click import.